By the fireside, I want to show you the illuminatory. Okay. Can you see? We've got the all-seeing eye.
That's been there some time, you know, sir.
And look, above it, can you see you've got a pyramid with an eye? Or it could be like an anus. Look there, you've got a pyramid kind of, but that is what we term the illuminatory. And the reason why I'm going on about that is Mr. H's next subject is somewhat esoteric. So I'm going to try this, a new camera angle thing with Mr. H.
Right, so I'm just going to throw some sausages on, the last of the sausages, and we'll talk about the time Mr. H visited the Scientology Museum in LA.
Okay, right, just pause. Can we pause this?
Yeah,
as you pause the video, and I'm going to put it on the... You can't, can you?
No, yeah, I don't think you
Hang
can.
on. Right, bear with me.
You have to splice it together if you do that.
Okay. While he's doing that... Can you see?
Good afternoon.
Well, fuck off. So that was Siri, I think. Bit of a fuck up on this video. There's Mr. H.
There we go, just the last of the sausages there, sir, for the day. Right. The time Mr. H visited Scientology Museum, which is located on Hollywood Boulevard, where all the stars are.
I walked past it in LA.
Yeah, well, apparently it was a big building over there, and they bought it, they refurbed it, done a cracking job of it, and they now have it as a little museum. I say little. And you can go in, and there's supposedly the history of its founder of Scientology, Mr. L. Ron Hubbard? L. Ron Hubbard. And me and Mrs. H at the time, it was 2010, and I don't know if you remember this or not, sir, but there was an ash cloud at the time, you know, that volcano had erupted.
Yeah.
And they grounded a lot of flights, and we was over in America at the time on our holiday, and it was the father-in-law. We rang back home, and he said, you want to check with your airline? I don't think you're going to be coming home when you think. So we thought he was joking. Anyway, we did, and sure enough, all flights from Europe and that had been grounded, because there was frightened as the ash should get into the engines of the plane and stuff like that. And it wasn't really big news over in America, because obviously it didn't affect American internal flights or anything. So Mrs. H was looking for these free things that we could do and things that wouldn't cost much money. And she found this Scientology museum. I'd never heard of Scientology at this point, so we went, and you get like a guided tour with them, and all the pushing all the time is this, you know, is it Dianetics, whatever it is.
Fucking hell, what's it called? Dianetics, that's it. It's a tongue twister, isn't it? And all these L. Ron Hubbard books. Anyway, what did me? They were talking about him, and he'd supposedly done this, and he'd supposedly done that. And I remember saying to Mrs. H, and I probably said it a little bit too loudly, I said, bloody hell, he's better than James Bond, this fella, isn't he? And I got this look off this woman who was giving us this tour. And basically, I could see what they was up to. But Mrs. H at the time was very... she was sort of getting took in by it. I'm from Ince, as you are, sir, and it just take a lot for us to be hoodwinked like that. Anyway, there was 2 doors. I only worked it out after. There was like 2 doors, and I think if one you wasn't really took in by it, the tour would have continued, and if you was, they could see you were close-minded. It was, right, thank you, there's your tour, bang, off you go. But I remember, if you ever want to insult them with them e-meters, just says it's a lie detector test. And look, I got off her, and it is not a lie detector test. It is, basically. That's what it is. I wouldn't have a go at it, and when she said, why not? I says, there's some things I don't want people to know, and just left it that way. Yeah.
And what they did, they said, Mrs. H had a go at it, and they said to her, are you frightened you won't be able to get back home? And things shot straight up. Obviously it is, isn't it? It's a worry, you know. And you could see there what it was, and then when I came back home I started looking more and more into Scientology, and
yeah, it was an experience, put it that way, one I've never forgotten. What about you, sir? Have you ever been interested in Scientology or heard about it?
I've had dealings with them. I'll tell you, I was in Edinburgh with my friend and got talking to this woman with a clipboard at street, and we got pulled in to do a test, personality test. Didn't know it was Scientology building. It was just like it wasn't like an office really.
Was it the e-meter thing you had
there? No, it was like filling a form out. Did you do that? They had us filling about fucking 20, something lengthy. Quite a few pages, like box ticking, you know, like what do you know, this kind of multi-choice. Is it called multiple?
Yeah.
Thing.
A, B, C, D, and all that.
And basically, it's a psychological
evaluation
analysis, and then you were taken into a room with a bloke, and he'd go on about you, and then I have to be honest, it pretty much weighed me up. This test they do is pretty much spot on, and it weighed up my personality, and I was a bit, obviously,
spooked.
You know, some people, the people who do these jobs are good at reading people.
Cold reading, I believe it's called.
You know what I mean, as well. And at the end of the day, I ended up fucking buying a copy of Dianetics off him. I spent about 20 quid on a book called Dianetics, and I've got it at home. I've never read it, but I was paranoid, and I told him my name was Paul. I didn't give him my real name because I was just fucking paranoid. I'd heard so many horror stories about him. Now it's a cult, and
you do get some bad press, I'll say that.
I know they apparently when you join them, you have to tell them all your deepest, darkest secrets or something, don't you?
You do, and I think you sign a billion-year contract or something like that.
To
be in service for them. So not just in this life, in the next life, you've signed yourself away.
L. Ron Hubbard used to work with Aleister Crowley, the famous occultist and Satanist, and he's quite a dubious figure, to be fair. It's a pure cult.
Yeah, he wrote a lot of science fiction.
And he was a science fiction author, wasn't he? And then all of a sudden he started a cult. And
one of the problems is after he passed away, I think he passed away in the 60s.
Is that right? Yeah.
I think he did. No, sorry. Man, I don't know. But after he passed away, somebody else seized it. I can't pronounce his name, but he seized control of it, and that's when the cult element really kicked in. I'm not saying Elron was a decent bloke. You know, there's all sorts of stories out there. Even his own kids turned against him in the end. But certainly now it is seen as an out-and-out cult. Yes.
You know what? I think it's the way forward. If you want to get money out of people, a cult's the way forward. And if you can get somebody completely hanging on your every word and believing in what you do and say, and all they have to do is give you money to be part of it. I think I propose we start the cult of the Fireside. What do you think?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, we could do.
And initiates can come and sit with us. If you reach the high level of Firesidism, you can come and sit with us and eat sheer sausage with us by the fireside.
I think what's scary with Scientology, and this has been proven, is they have these places. Clearwater's one in America, and then you've got East Grinstead over here. And if you go over there with your camera and you think, oh, I'm going to make a little witty YouTube video here, they come bouncing out of office and they start filming you and all this business, and they have a very, very uncanny way of getting to know information about you. And they've ruined people. They have ruined people. I think L. Ron actually put it out there that it was okay to actually go and ruin people if you were, to protect Scientology. So it was certainly an eye opener, because obviously over in this country we don't have anything like that as cults, or if we do, you don't get involved in it. But I can see how people got suckered in. And like you said, you was taken to this room and straight away there's a cold reading. They'd done it on Mrs. H. They could see she was nervous about being stuck in America. So they played on that. They play on your fears like anything else. I'm not saying that I had no fears. Of course I was scared. What broke Mrs. H, sir, was we stayed in an area of LA, near LAX.
and an earthquake hit. Not a big one, not like, towers falling down, but it was in this swimming pool and you could feel the ground move. And pool sort of over porchway at a hotel, and that broke her. That one little thing broke her. She thought, what else can go wrong here? We're stuck here and that. And then following day we went there, and straight away they've got you, haven't they? You're weak and you're vulnerable, and that's the worst part about it.
The thing is, the main problem is everyone is searching for a leader. Everyone. No one listens to the reason these cults and religion came about is people no longer listen to the voice within. People don't even listen to their inner dialogue or their instincts. So you're always looking for a mentor, a father figure, a mother figure, a cult leader, someone to look up to, someone to tell you what to do. And how would you think about it? Do you think there's a point to it? Do you think
yes, there is. I mean, I also had a fascination for a while back with the old Firesides, and I think we made a video on it. And I actually contacted one of the Masonic lodges, because at one time it used to be, you would be approached by the Masonic lodge. Now, because they're struggling for numbers, let that go past. Now that they're struggling for numbers, they will allow you to approach them. And I contacted this fella at this lodge, and the one thing that you've got to have, one of the prerequisites is you need to believe in God. And I said, I'll be upfront with you, I can't, and I don't just want to say that I do. And straight away he wrote back and said, thank you for contacting me, blah blah blah. But it is one of our prerequisites, and if you don't believe in God and that's your belief, I suggest you go and find something that is more in line with your beliefs. Basically, clock off and fuck off, go away type of thing. So yeah, again, that is, they want you to believe in something, don't they, to get you involved in it.
I don't know if you know this. Did you know I was a second degree Freemason?
No, sir.
I joined. I've left since, but I got to the second degree in Freemasonry.
Right, I did that. Should we do that on another video, sir?
We can do. I can't tell you what goes on because obviously it's secret, and like if you publicly mention it, it gets back, and I don't want to end up like that bloody Italian banker under Blackfriars Bridge who found hanging. So,
okay.
But yeah. There you go. Well, what a way to end the video, I suppose.
Yes,